Dan Larson here at the Photo Booth with a follow-up to last week's booth video. Last week I sorted out my top 10 figures of 2019. If you haven't already seen that, definitely check that out after watching this. You don't need to see that before this because this is actually going to cover the runner-ups, numbers 20 through 11. Originally I had written up a whole explanation for this video about how the order of the elimination for the 20 through 11 pieces wasn't necessarily the same as the figures I actually picked for this video when I had the time to consider which pieces I actually did want to put in those positions. Then I went back and checked the tape, and it was pretty much exactly the same, except for one figure, the figure in the 10 spot. But one quick note before we get to that. On that last video, there were a lot of questions about one figure in particular, this green army man figure up front here. It's from a line called Marauder Task Force. They've had 4 successful Kickstarters over the last several years. The most recent one was for a whole line of World War II accurate 4-inch figures. One of the figures they happened to throw in there was a molded in green army man to hit that nostalgia point. Most of them look like the regular figure here on the left with, just incredible paint applications, details, removable gear, and interchangeable stuff and all that. The World War II stuff does go up for order on pre-order on Monday, January 6th, 2020. I don't know if the all green army man is included in that. Check out their site, marauderinc.com. for all the details and lots of other cool stuff, like the dog that was also in that video is from that. And then this exosuit, you may have seen that in the video as well. These were both part of one Kickstarter. It was this, and one other figure design. But they have all kinds of other cool stuff there, including like 6-inch scale weapons and all sorts of things. Marauderinc.com, check that out. All right, up first in the 20 spot here. Oh, geez, he's already too tall. I already got to tilt this thing up. Hang on, there we go. In the 20 spot is McFarlane Toys. He's not going to stand now. Don't make a fool out of me. I gave you the spot. There we go. McFarlane Toys Fortnite Hybrid. A ridiculous-looking character that was a must-have for me. It still amazes me that I'm saying that about Fortnite figures. This guy could be more posable, but I'm down for a dragon dude any day of the week. And I want to keep encouraging toy companies to make this kind of stuff. It's just too much fun. The joints are weird. McFarlane's getting better at it. It's just insanely crazy. And once I saw the pictures of this thing, it was an absolute must-have for me. In the 19 spot is another McFarlane Toys figure, another Fortnite figure, the Walgreens exclusive Skull Trooper. This is the glow-in-the-dark version with the translucent scythe, which is just a no-brainer for me. I had the previous version. I think the previous version made one of the other top 10 videos earlier in the year. This guy ends up sneaking into the 11 through 20 spot here. Again, great character designs, fun articulation. McFarlane's finally figuring out articulation. And I'm probably not giving him as much credit as I should for how much they've actually been putting articulation into figures in the last several years. It's probably going on like 10 years. I don't know how long they've been making the Halo figures and stuff. But these Fortnite, I don't even care that they don't scale with anything else in my collection. Fun stuff. I'm cool with them just being exactly what they are. Fun, interesting, fun to collect pieces that I don't care if they're related to the game or not. I don't know anything about the game. It's just lots of cool stuff. And number 18 is the Jazzwares Fortnite. I promise this whole thing isn't just going to be Fortnite figures. Jazzwares Fortnite Leviathan. I mean, who could say no to a character with a fishbowl head? Any kind of fishbowl head. Anything in a fish bowl, it doesn't have to be a fish. I can't say no to that. And just Jazzwares and McFarlane both surprised me this year with their Fortnite offerings. I don't play the game, so that's a really big win, I think, if you can take that brand, take that license, and have it transcend past people who actually have a connection to the game and playing the game and know what these skins and suits and things are and whatever else. I don't care. It's just, to me, it's underwater, it's space astronaut guy, it's fishbowl head, it's cool guns and accessories. The paint jobs are great. Just the toe and finger articulation, obviously I could do without both of those. But this is just an incredible piece. Another one. As soon as I saw the photos, I was like, yep, got to get that one. And in the 17th spot is the Gundam Universe Death Scythe Gundam. I'm so darn happy to have Gundam back on the shelves at a reasonable price point in the United States. No idea how long it's going to last, so I'll basically be considering each successive wave that hits the shelves the potential last wave and appreciate whatever actually makes it out. Probably not going to make it to things like Full Armor Gundam or Buster Gundam or anything like that, but, we'll see. This was one that I'm going to say this about everything. I could say it about everything in my collection. This was one I had to have. But this was one I had to have. And I was pretty excited that when I went to New York Comic Con for the first time ever this year, in the Bandai booth, they actually had this wave available. So even though I had pre-ordered it, I was able to walk out with it that day and play with it in the hotel room, and then cancel my pre-orders. So that was cool. And in the 16 spot, we have another Jazzwares Fortnite figure. Yeah, no, whatever. It's I'm not going to apologize for liking stuff that's really awesome. This is the Visitor. He's got a huge Boba Fett vibe coming off this guy. I love the interchangeable faces. All of the figures in the Jazzwares line, except I guess Leviathan here. They have faces that you can just pop off the front half and pop in a new facial expression. Again, don't dig the finger or the toe articulation, but otherwise this guy's just... I mean, look at this. He's even got like a shoulder sigil there. He's whatever. It's inspired by, it's an homage to, a character like Boba Fett, a design like that. And I'm totally down with it. Anybody who wants to steal from that, copy that, homage it, make it happen, I'm all good. Everybody should have a jetpack and cool accessories and metallic paint. And the paint jobs on these things are really, really, really nice. I'm very excited to see where Jazzwares goes with this and whatever else they do after this. In the 15 slot is the NECA Toys. Oh, gosh, I'm going to have to adjust this thing again. NECA Toys Yellow Lantern Predator. Please hold. This one really, really surprised me. It came from the New York Comic Con exclusive 2-pack with Green Lantern. I thought this was a custom the first time I saw it. The pictures of it, I just assumed somebody had taken a regular Predator and glued a symbol to him, did some customization, and just painted the thing. But there are not many Predator figures out there that exist that I have ever felt like I had to have, that were must-owns for me. But this one absolutely was one. As soon as I saw that it existed, it was like, okay, now that's putting the Predator in a context that I can absolutely relate to. I had just gotten the Superman Alien 2-pack. I didn't know this was coming, and then as soon as they announced it, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get that thing. And then I did, and that's the end of the story. That's the setup and the conclusion to that whole dramatic narrative. But he's got, the sort of translucent plastic for the constructs and stuff. It's just everything about it is so well thought out and so well done that I was happy to be able to, again, acquire this in person as opposed to having to play the games online to acquire this. Would have been really disappointed if I couldn't have got that. And the fact that there was a Green Lantern with it, too, even better. And at 14 is Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Lord Drakon. This guy is just so cool. I had a tough time deciding, though, which figure was going to make the top 10. Either Lord Drakon here or just the regular White Ranger. And ultimately, I decided that I went with the White Ranger because White Ranger doubles as Kiba Ranger from Die Ranger, and I'm a Sentai snob. Lord Drakon is a uniquely U.S. creation. It doesn't make him any less cool, but, he's obviously sort of a hybrid between the Green Ranger and the White Ranger, and, it's just a cool design, and the story of whatever it's related to, the game, the comics, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just a cool figure, and anything that's using that White Ranger as a starting point to make a thing, it's awesome. And it ended up being a must-have for me. Like one of those figures that makes me anxious. Like, oh man, what do I got to do to pre-order? What do I got to do to find it? If I pre-order, I see it in the store, I'm going to buy it in the store anyway, and then I'm going to have to figure out something to do with the pre-order, cancel it, trade it, sell it, do whatever. But I was super excited to, I had it pre-ordered, and then I found it in the store, so I just canceled the pre-order. But pretty psyched to pick this one up this year, and another collection that I'm super excited about to see how long it's going to last and where Hasbro is going to go with it. 13 and 12 are really in no particular order. It's Ezra Bridger and Chopper from Rebels, both Black Series figures. It really should have just been a 2-pack from day one. Or one of them should have come with Zeb or something. Like Chopper should have come with Hera and Ezra could have come with Zeb or whatever. But I can't rank one over the other. They're both equal to me. I loved Rebels. I'm watching it again, the whole series. And I really hope to see Zeb revealed at Toy Fair this year for the last member of the core Rebels crew. Love Rebels or not, this Chopper figure is really, really great with all of his little bits and bobs, and, you know, he's got his arms that pop out of the side of his head. He's got his arm in front of him. He's got his wheel on the bottom. He's got a little rocket blast attachment that you can set him in. He's got another leg that you can switch out. All super cartoon accurate. He's loads of personality. And then Ezra with his lightsaber, he comes with his helmet. It's same, just like with Kanan and Ahsoka and Hera before him. It's that sort of, and Sabine, it's that middle point between not super realistic, but not exactly cartoon accurate. It's realified. It's given a little bit more realism than might have been super cartoon accurate. So I just love Rebels. So happy they got it this far into it. If I could have only have had one, I probably would have said, you know, give me Sabine, and then Kanan and Hera after that, and then these guys. And so just, I'm going on too much about these. Love these guys. This is your 13 and 12 spots. And it probably comes as no surprise to anybody, in the 11 spot is the Mandalorian Heavy Infantry Trooper, as voiced by Jon Favreau, his second prominent Mandalorian. He was Pre Vizsla in the Clone Wars. What a great figure! What a great reveal! What a great series! I thoroughly enjoyed Mandalorian as a show, and then having them sneak out the preview of this, and then putting the figure up for a pre-order like a week later, and then shipping it like a week after that was just, I don't know what the actual timeline was on that, but it was ridiculous. It turned around real fast. I was going to Best Buy, like, you know, I pre-ordered it. I missed the initial pre-order, and a bunch of people kept tagging me and were like, it's back up, and I missed that one. And they're like, it's back up again. And then I finally got in on that one. And then I just kept going to Best Buy, like, maybe I'll see it in store. Maybe because people were seeing it in store. And I never saw it in the store, but my pre-order finally shipped, and it was just such a great figure. And I thought for sure, and maybe they still will, I thought, like, he's so Boba Fett. I mean, any Mandalorian is Boba Fett-esque, but I thought he was, you know, with the, you know, mismatched armor and the gauntlet and stuff. I was like, ooh, does that, you know, is that some history? Is Fett's armor really like light infantry? This guy's heavy infantry? There's no connection there. It's just everybody's got this kit-bashed armor, and we got to see a lot of how that comes into play during the Mandalorian series. But, yeah, I don't know. This great figure, easy top 10, or easy top 11. He almost made the top 10. It was very, very close. And, you know, if I do that top 10 100 more times, he probably makes it like 62% of the time or something. But regardless, hoping for a lot more Mandalorian-related figures in 2020. That's the 20 through 11 spots. I didn't leave myself some space over here. Hang on. Slide that over. Put you here. You can sit here, kind of, almost in frame. Check out the top 10 video if you haven't already. So many amazing figures this year. The difference between each one as far as ranking is concerned, it was just so small. And I'm just happy that, you know, for the ridiculous amount of stuff that was released this year that I will still be trying to track down into next year. As for this guy, this is the Reed Richards head from the new Super Skrull wave of Marvel Legends. It's probably the closest I'm ever going to get to an official release that has a, you know, it kind of looks like me. So, you know, I'll take it. But it didn't rank this year because I'm considering it a 2020 release, even though some places had it for sale in 2019. Most places aren't going to be shipping it until January. So that's what it's going to be for me. You know, regardless, 2019 was a heck of a year. I still can't believe the amount of shows and conventions and stuff we were able to get to. The live episode we recorded at our first ever meetup, all the people we've met and had a chance to talk toys with, none of it would have been possible without all of you. Thank you for taking the time to watch our videos. Thank you to all of our patrons who have literally kept the lights on and batteries in the camera. Not to mention all the amazing costumes that we now have from the list shows. Thank you to all of our subscribers. Thank you for all of your likes and shares and comments. We are looking forward to an even bigger, better 2020. Hope you'll come along for the ride. Happy New Year, everyone. Later.